Welcome to The Lift with Sheila Robinson Kiss. Come on in. There's always a special place set aside for you here where you can relax, kick up your heels, pour yourself a nice, refreshing drink, and prepare to be lifted and soar. Welcome back to the Renegotiate All of Your Relationships series. And this is the third installation, setting the climate for friendly negotiations. I'll say again, setting the climate for friendly negotiations. I've said many times that it is very difficult to receive negative feedback from someone when there has been very little positive feedback. I want to share with you the number one rule for setting the tone for friendly negotiations. And the number one rule is you are always setting a winning tone for friendly negotiations in your relationship, even when the relationship is going fine. This is done by creating a tremendous amount of goodwill in your relationships. Goodwill is so important in all of our relationships. I am shocked at the number of people who are constantly telling me I don't feel valued in my relationship. I don't feel appreciated. I feel like a second-class citizen. They feel this way because there's no goodwill being infused into the relationship. And if someone feels this way, I can guarantee you that they're going to take a defensive posture when it's time to sit down and renegotiate the relationship. You're going to be starting from ground zero. When a person feels as though you have their best interest at heart, it opens up the pathway for listening and understanding. Now, the caveat there is it opens up the pathway if the person is sane and balanced, which most people are, but you do have your couple loose wires. In a very real and genuine way, not in a phony, superficial, always complimenting, but a real and genuine way. You always want to be looking for opportunities to lift up your friends, your family members, your co-workers. You want to be looking for ways to validate them as often as possible. This will make it so much easier when you need to share less than positive information with them. You will have built up some type of a track record of credibility and trust. So when you do need to go and have this conversation, you can say to them from your heart and with a great deal of confidence, please stop me if I'm wrong. I just want you to stop me at any time. But I have always tried to go above and beyond in this relationship and show you that I've got your back, show you in tangible ways that I care about you. It's not just lip service with me. This relationship means something to me. You mean something to me. There is value here. And this is why I just feel like I need to check in with you on some perceptions that I'm having rather than assume. So if you have spread a tremendous amount of goodwill in your relationship, in that moment, when you sit down, you will have their ear. You will have their ear because there is credibility and there's trust. Again, I put that caveat there that you will have their ear if they're sane and if they're balanced. Sometimes you're just going to get the loose cannon, but 9 times out of 10, you will have their ear in that moment. If you have not set the tone and tempo for friendly negotiations by spreading a tremendous amount of goodwill, I do have some favorable news for you. All is not lost. One of the things that you will need to do, and that's a capital N-E-E-D, one of the things you will need to do before you even sit down at the table is come clean and be honest and just say, you know what, this is on me. I'm going to tell you before we even start a conversation, I have been a terrible ambassador of goodwill in this relationship. Or, I've been a 50-50 ambassador of goodwill. I haven't done the best job at it. So I'm putting the spotlight on myself now before we even go further. And so what you do there is you infuse goodwill into the relationship by being honest. Sometimes the negotiations go wrong because people are coming with BS. It's nothing to be ashamed of. I've come to the negotiation table with BS myself before, and they don't work, because where there's a lack of authenticity, people take that as an affront, and it just has things go down the drain. So we're really starting from a place of honesty. Again, if you have not set the tone and tempo for friendly negotiations in your relationship, you can start doing that now just by negotiating in truth and honesty. If you have been spreading a tremendous amount of goodwill in your relationships, then I'd like you to continue to do that. Your assignment until we meet again is to review the tone and tempo of all of your relationships. And the two questions are, how much goodwill have you extended in your relationships? How much goodwill have you extended in your relationships? And I know a lot of you are going to say, well, hey, what about them? There's no goodwill coming back. I understand. We're not going to deal with that one right now. That's for the next couple installations. It's really focused on you. You need to be square with what type of energy you have infused into the relationship. We'll deal with the will and energy that they have infused later. So right now, let's just keep the focus on where are you at in terms of your ambassadorship and goodwill in the relationship. And I'll see you here next time. Thank you.